Welcome to the 2% Club, where we talk all things work, wealth, and wellness with the founders, funders, and forward thinkers rewriting old playbooks with intention. I'm your host, Rachel Hirsch, venture investor, wellness operator, and founder of Wellness Growth Ventures. Each week, we dive into bold conversations about scaling companies, building wealth, investing wisely, and staying mostly sane while doing it. Welcome back to the 2% Club podcast, where we talk all things work, wealth, and wellness. I'm your host, Rachel Hirsch.
And I'm Melissa Gold Weiss.
With the signature wave.
And the skipper and the dog.
Yeah, today we have Skip.
Skip.
And today we're back with Thursday Hot Takes. We're actually going to talk about sweat being like the new status symbol. The other day I'll admit I was scrolling. I know I have a no scroll policy, but I was scrolling. And this is how I uncovered that like Louis Vuitton has a golf line. You're going to make fun of how I say all of these brands. Gucci has a tennis line. Celine has a Pilates capsule. Prada has similarly Miu Miu, like all of them. And coming from the girl who thinks like Lululemon is expensive and fashionable, I was just blown away.
So this is my one of my favorite topics because I spent like 18 years in the fashion business and then moved into fitness. And so I could talk about this all day long, but today we'll just do it for 8 minutes.
Thank you so much.
No problem. And I would say actually what I think is really interesting is because I couldn't help myself from doing research for this, is if you look at the shift in consumer spend from fashion to fitness, and you start it in 2006 with the founding of SoulCycle, what you see is that it's just been a total flip.
Want to dig into the craziness that is SoulCycle in the best of ways. Like I identify as a former cult member. Do you think that they realized what they were doing?
Yes.
Whoa.
100%. Julie and Elizabeth, I talk about them like they're my best friends, but the founders of SoulCycle, they said from the beginning it was never about the bike.
But that bike was important to me too. Like the bike fit my body well.
And the point is, it was like, yes, and it wasn't about the workout, right? The workout was a platform for connection, you to others, you to yourself, you to maybe something greater. And I think every element of that experience was geared to facilitate that connection.
So your argument, not argument, but is that the shift of spend from fashion to wellness, arguably, is due to SoulCycle. I don't think I disagree, but SoulCycle is the impetus.
I think SoulCycle is probably always an output of some broader zeitgeist shift.
I think that there are a variety of reasons why wellness spend has increased, but it's an interesting way to think about the dynamic because I wasn't thinking that the reason that these fashion houses were making these wellness outfits, let's call it, I don't know, isn't because they were losing dollar share. But that's such an interesting anecdote that surely has so much.
I mean, I think it's a few things, right? People went from like the cult of personality of Jenna Lyons at J. Crew to the cult of the wheel at SoulCycle. And so their affiliations, like personal identification, shifted to I am a person who goes to SoulCycle versus I am a person who wears J. Crew. And loyalty is directly correlated with merchandise sales in fitness. And that like brand association, the like I am a J. Crew person, is directly correlated to loyalty and frequency of purchase and in fashion. So I think the cultural shift is people started to become more emotionally connected to fitness. It was the new status symbol starting in 2006. And the other thing that happened, just to bring that into it, is athleisure.
Well, that's where I
right
when I originally thought.
Right. And so, and then you saw athleisure go, it was like you saw it in couture shows. You saw hints of athleisure. And I mean, in like 2021, Hermès did like a mock boxing studio, fitness studio in Brooklyn. That's wild.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell you, part of the reason I was so excited to do this with you is because when I originally started like going down my version of a rabbit hole, not my version, my rabbit hole, it was 100% a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It's a status symbol to work out now. It's a status symbol to go to a boutique Pilates studio. It's a status symbol to be in a semi-private class. It is and I just don't know when that transition happened. And I guess part of what made me spiral was the implications of that and wellness becoming even more of a inaccessible
I
opportunity.
think I think there's like multiple conversations that are happening here, right? One is about customer loyalty. One is about the like shift of the status symbol from like what you wear to like where you go. The third is like about the impact of content and social media on both industries.
100%. Yeah.
Because the thing that's interesting about fitness, especially four wall, is like it's an opportunity, it's content creation, right? And so if
Yeah.
you're a fashion company and your stuff is like being filmed, that's great. You get more reach organically.
Yeah. I think the other piece of it for me that felt like super loud, and I sometimes feel like an alien that is preaching that wellness is going to infiltrate every aspect. I think you have even said like it's going to be the color of our paint. It's like wellness is every part of our life. And right now, people think of it as this niche, like food and bev or
Yeah.
women's health or whatever, like really small. And I think this to me was just yet another anecdote that wellness is infiltrating every piece of our lives, whether you like really see it or not. And it is just like the internet sort of exploded tech into our, I know this sounds insane, but exploded tech into every aspect of our lives. I genuinely believe that's the future of wellness and how it integrates
Yeah,
into
I
our
think
lives.
that's a super, super important point. Because at the end of the day, I feel like wellness today is much more consumer mindset set than it is like a sector.
Yes. Yes.
You know, and I
Absolutely.
actually feel like that's, I mean, you and I see it all the time, the 2% Club, where it's like, identify as a wellness founder and it's fragrance or beauty or whatever it is. Decor, by the way, you're right about the paint color. That's a super smart idea.
Yeah. I mean, it will be everywhere. It's like the people that believe that and accept that will be ahead of the curve and make money on it, and the people are just can it's okay, you can just be along for the ride and you can experience it when your doctor starts telling you that red 40 is no longer good for you. Okay, we've gone out of the rabbit hole. So I will bring us back. Thank you all for tuning into Thursday Hot Takes. We have another really interesting one next week. At least I think it's interesting. But if there's anything that you want to dig into, any hot topics that you have seen recently that you want us to talk about, let us know. Put it in the comments, and we will see you next week.